too hard to take care of. I should get a cat. And I'm like, even that. And I'm like, I should get a plant. And I'm like, you're not home enough. I'm thinking about committing to getting a cactus.
This is probably the best thing for you, man.
Let's be real. I'm gonna end up with a pet rock.
Yeah, or you could do like Eric, like Doa, right? He's got a gecko. Those things are low maintenance.
Yeah.
Throw a cricket in there like once a month and it's fine.
I'll just keep him on my balcony and he can hunt for himself.
There you go.
Put him on a leash.
Put on a little string leash. Yeah, there you go. Take him for a walk. What you doing, Hex? I just take my gecko for a walk. Get in the air.
You laugh, but he saved me a ton of my car insurance. All right. We are on Hanamura here. Brazil will be playing the defense. Defensively, they're going to run a Junkrat and a Hanzo as far as their damage healers. Ryan and Zari will be your tank mix. Zenyatta in there, which I really like. I actually like both these support hero picks from Brazil, especially when you get to second point on defense at Hanamura. If you get to second point, you can just hide like 3 feet out of spawn and do all the healing that you need to get done.
Well, we're seeing the sim strategy again. Not the first time that we've seen this, but I do like it. You teleport right across all that open ground, start setting up your turrets, and then if you can actually get that wall down for the second point, it's going to be a lot of fun. Stay alive. We've lost Shinoda. Not quite keeping it together here, Switzerland. It's looking a little sloppy.
Nope, this push is over right now. Staying alive for just a little extra second is Luke's, but there's the horn, there's the noise. That means the entire team is dead. And some changes out of Switzerland. You can't really try that twice.
Yeah, but now I like this approach. Hanzo not really the best answer to Pharah, so they'll have to. It's going to be a lot of Malamawad right now to try and pick that Pharah out of the skies, and then you're going to have Luke's on that Widow, which is never really a bad thing. More Luke's on Widow, please.
Luke's can play whatever he wants in my book. Here comes a tire over the top. We'll see if that Widow is doing their job.
Wow! Wow. Okay, that's one way to do it.
The wheel in the sky keeps on turning, and Shinoda will fall victim to that one. Not necessarily expecting to die to a tire when you're a Pharah, but here comes the Coalescence engage. I like this.
Yeah, right into the mix. Get that nade down as well, so I'm going to be able to keep teammates alive. They do manage to survive it. Dragon doesn't catch any targets here from Switzerland either. I mean, already Scorpion up to 20% and counting for the next Coalescence. Neil is looking for the angle here. He's got that Shatter online. He gets boosted up as well, but he's not found a target.
Here's the great thing about pushing them back to that retreat in the corner that they were, is that your Widow is able to take an opposing angle on the other side. No one's able to touch her. Then as you try to re-engage with the supports, it's just easy picking for Luke's as he kicks off the fight with a kill on the Zenyatta. Now very far forward. And they're get first point here. Not necessarily a huge snowball potential because Scorpion's going to switch, as is Shinoda. Scorpion was nearing a Coalescence, which actually won them the last fight, so a little surprising he's going to switch off, but Ana, so good right now. Just like Hansel, so hot right now.
So hot. It's true. You got to. Trying to focus because they are so spread out right now. It's not the usual way. Like, let's all go through one spot. Like, this is kind of cleaving.
This push is over. This push is over. Luckily, they get Neil to use the Earth Shatter, but that was over because Deflect is an ability in the game. Because, shooting at people and having it shot right back at you by a sword is super fun. Here comes Liko. He's going to be ready for the Deflect. It was exactly where that Widow is. Sees it later. Bye. Headshot.
Yeah, clean as it gets.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Straight bullying. Luke's has gone for the switch as well, so we will have the Tracer in play now, no longer the Widow. Switzerland.
Yeah, Tracer can be really good to harass like the outside flank. You don't necessarily want to go through the choke up here. But oddly enough, I mean, Hanamura is a really tough map to get into because you have to burn ultimates just to get in and fight, just to get into the grand hallway, just to get an invitation to the fight, and then you got to fight again on the point. So they're going to actually break through top right without much resistance.
Yeah, so now they've got the high ground. Grab right in. Can they get the AoE cleave going? It's looking like it. There's the dash right through. Shinoda is dead. All 3 dead here for Switzerland. And with 4.5 minutes left on the clock, Remix and Mimi chuck themselves off the side.
It's about 4 more pushes. The problem with Switzerland's push there is that they ended up using Valkyrie in that fight. Didn't get really anything out of it. So Remix going to switch off to the Lucio. Switzerland did promise us no Mercy. Now, going back to their initial idea of not playing Mercy, playing Lucio instead.
They have a flag and everything.
Yeah, when you have their flag is square. We've already covered this in Swiss packs.
No, they have an actual no mercy hashtag flag.
Oh, that's right.
It's sick.
When you have a Lucio, you can actually just go right up Broad Street. Just speed boost in and just fight in the point. Make them fight you. You want to take care of anyone on the high ground who's going to be able to harass you over the top, but you just start putting progress on it. Make Brazil come to you.
Well, Neil gets clipped by that self-destruct, so there's the man advantage. Not quite going to find the kill there with the Pulse Dudu. Will get topped right back up again by the Transcendence that's been thrown in by Ole, and nearly getting the D-Mech. It should happen. He goes, overextends right into the waiting arms of Shinoda, who's gonna get that instant stun.
Tracer Eraser in full effect. They get the first couple of kills, starting to put some progress on the point, and Luke's is coming to life. Neil with a nice kill on Shinoda, though, is going to really nerf the healing for this team. Still, no real progress has come down as Brazil's done a good job of contesting the point, and the longer this goes on, the worse it is for the offense.
Exactly, you've got the longer way to run back into this, whereas Brazil obviously are just respawning right on top of the point. So they need to win this decisively. There we go, one clip, nicely done from Luke's. And they are actually finding the kills now, Switzerland. They are seeming to stabilize, and this is really going to put Brazil in a tight spot now.
Somehow they've been able to string kills together, and now you've got a nano-boosted D.Va on the point to be able to contest. Ole goes in alone, and I think he should have waited for at least one more member of his team. And a couple more kills, a nice stick there late will make the Winston think twice about his life choices. He'll just get cleans up eventually.
A lot of armor getting chunked out there by Shinoda, though, but they are not done yet. Maybe Ligo can come up with the goods. 2 kills, though, for Switzerland, and no value from the Blade. Self-destruct in the air is going to, well, take out Honorado, and this has to be it. The last man to follow will be Ole, and Switzerland will pick up both points on Hanamura.
A stun in the boop really shut down that Blade right there. Nice push towards the end. I really thought that was going to go poorly for Switzerland.
I agree.
They ended up swing about 4 kills in their way, and then defender's advantage only counts for so much. Eventually, on these assault maps, there's a strange mechanic. If you outnumber the defenders by offenses on the point, their spawn times start to get longer for the defense. Because assault had been such an issue with stall-outs, that the mechanic in the game is if you have 5 offensive players on the point and they have 4 defenders on the point, eventually a clock starts ticking up that it takes longer to respawn on the defense. And I think we might have seen some of that in effect right there.
Oh, there we go. That's why getting that advantage in numbers, it's not only just getting the kills, you got the game helping you out too.
Yeah, play the point. It's not that hard. Play the point.
Just always stay on.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop running after the kills all over the place, please. Game is about points. It's not about kills.
Speaking of points, Switzerland actually has a political party called the Anti-PowerPoint Party, whose sole purpose is to lessen the amount of PowerPoints in business presentations. They got my vote.
You got to clap there, Hex.
Exactly.
You got to clap. That man approves.
That guy has sat through a lot of really crummy word art PowerPoint presentations in his time.
That's my party. Yeah. Amen. That's my party.
You know there's other transitions except for star wipe. Stop star wiping.
Stop PowerPointing in general.
I just like it when someone gets so upset with an issue, they're like, that's it, I'm forming a group. You know how hard it is to motivate people to do anything? And this person's like, I'm done with it. I'm done with PowerPoint. I'm starting my own group.
Anybody who lives a corporate life, they know. They'll relate.
But after this, it's Jen's birthday and there's cake in the kitchen. It's Mini Muffin Monday. Oh, good.
No, we're not going there, dude. We're not going there.
All right, we are going back to Hanamura, though. And 2:30 in the time bank for Switzerland as they were able to finish out that attack. Brazil now on the offense seems to be wanting to run a pure dive. This is as dive gets. 2 very mobile DPS, 2 very mobile tanks, and some mobile supports with a Discord orb thrown in for Zenyatta.
And a perfect start. Luke's dead, not able to get out of harm's way. And so now Dudu can go ahead, tap that point, start getting some progress, force Switzerland to have to react to this. Although they are looking like they want to try and capitalize on Kiba overextending. Remix not able to keep his tanks alive. Mimi as well, going to be a really tight spot here. He's already used his leaf. Yeah, okay, he finds a kill with the help of Shinoda, but right now, it is a 4-on-4 situation.
Took a lot of damage coming in, but that's going to be all healed up. There's 2 supports. This Ana has to stay alive. Some nice healing from the Mercy over the top, though, but this one feels inevitable for Brazil. They're just not able to finish the kills quickly enough, and Dudu taken down.
Oh no, Shinoda gets a reflected. Oh, and they lose the remix as well. The Mercy is gone, and that's certainly going to be the end of this fight. We do actually have, maybe
a little bit
throwing
of
himself
lag.
back into this.
Yeah, this is fine. Now at least Switzerland's going to have the respawns that they need back home here, so they won't get completely rolled over. Scorpion lived way longer than he had any right to be living there. He will be nearing a nano boost on Switzerland's defense. Well, Remix is going to stay on this Mercy too because he's near Valkyrie. It's not necessarily something you would see with this composition, but he can trail the highly mobile tanks that we talked about as well. So if Mibi or Kiba goes to some high ground and Remix needs an escape, he's going to have that out.
Not a common angle to take here from Brazil, but they are going to be working their way around through the balcony, and now Ligo spotted his target. There's the perfect execute. Both supports dead. Brazil now with a golden opportunity to roll this second point. all handed to you by the Dragon Blade.
1 tick, 2 ticks, no contest so far. There's a self-destruct. A wing and a prayer does get Liko.
Finds Liko, but not going to survive it. Kiva goes down. Need to stick together. The trance gets used. Looks with the boost right now. Not really getting too much value out of it, though. Unfortunately, with that trance going down, might still be able to find the kill here. But with the sound barrier out for Brazil, it's going to make him so tough to kill. Switzerland, though, with that rally, that might make the difference.
You don't see boosted Tracer too often, spend a lot of time reloading. Actually used to be a staple of the Chinese Overwatch scene of boosting the Tracer. It does end up paying off in that desperation mode, and they are able to deflect Brazil from that snowball push. Liko on the 76. We saw 76 a lot in stage 1 and 2 of the Overwatch League, especially on Hanamura last. There's a checkmate position where if you force everyone to fight on the point, you sit up over top with the 76 and you're just doing so much damage. And then you're putting the defense in a weird position. Do I take tanks off the point to go deal with that, or do I stay on the point? And really, both are wrong. I mean, you're gonna lose regardless, so it puts them in a really tough spot. I really love the 76 pick from Liko.
Yeah, I like it. As far as the damage, once you get that attack visor, you get to reign supreme, and right now he's got the angle. And when the charge comes in here from the Winston, cool beans, that's fine, I can heal myself. The sleep goes down, he's just getting melted. Maybe even with the primal, needs to back out, although as I say that, Liko's gonna just go ahead and die.
Shinoda crushed both of the support heroes right away. On a support hero, by the way, and Brigitte does a ton of damage overall, gets both of them early on, gets a third kill, and just crushed that push by themselves. Shinoda on the Brigitte. We've been asking ourselves, what's Shinoda gonna play? What's he really good at? He had a rough day yesterday. Struggled on a lot of DPS heroes. Hey, if you struggle on DPS heroes, just play the DPS support in Brigitte.
Yeah, just play the hybrid DPS.
You can unbind most of your keys except W. You're fine.
Yep, go in, there you go, straight. Well, that was
a little bit of an S, a little bit of an S. All right.
Right there, we got Liko going with attack visor. Bit of the damage is getting canceled out. Looks like he's only going to be able to get the DMAC and the kill on Kiba, but now we actually have 3 kills coming through here for Brazil. Make it 4.
That was a beautiful helix in the distance. This Tracer's gonna try to mess around, but at half health, what are you even doing there? The Tracer's alive, gonna blink back in, but too late! Brazil will capture the final point and finish out here on Hanamura. Let's do it again! Let's run it again!
Let's do it again. 2 minutes 37 for the Swiss. As far as Brazil are concerned, they got the job done quicker. 3 minutes 50 on their side of things. So yeah, this is the beauty of Assault, Hex.
I think
the map that never ends.
The World Cup is a great tournament because you get to see Soldier 76 again. It's one of the first times we've seen it. Of course, USA ran it yesterday, and the old selfless comp running the Soldier 76 and everything that goes along with it. And Waves Goodbye is taken down by that beautiful Helix rocket there. But I think that in Overwatch, there's almost always a spot for a hero, even if the meta doesn't favor it. There's always like a time or a position where one hero is just going to shine. And Hanamura last, Soldier 76. Hanamura first, you can still run Soldier 76 with defense too if you want. I think there's places where you can run Soldier. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Numbani this tournament, because Numbani would be another place, especially with Ana being as good as she is. Ana, even when she wasn't a popular hero in the meta, you run her on Numbani because it's a really good map for Soldier 76. So there's still situations that every hero is viable.
Oh, and the Divas got good at the scoops. I mean, it is true. We don't really get to see Numbani that much, well, in this case right now. But we're focusing on Hanamura right now. It's tied up 1-1, Switzerland and Brazil. And right now, they're waiting on the scouting info. Look's gonna go charging in as the Sombra, try to figure it out. What are we up against? And what do we need
good
to
spy
change?
checking though. And the Divas just spray in the center just to make sure that they can decloak the Sombra. So if they wanted to stay on that Sombra and like, I have the info, but I'm still on their back line, I'm still gonna make a play, it would have been thwarted by the Diva spy checking right there.
You got Kiba doing the same thing right now. So he's trying to find Liko. Not quite gonna do it. Shinoda on hide. Well, he has to worry about the Zenyatta, but that's not the most terrible situation. He can just keep fucking rockets at his face. Oh, never mind. There's the hack. This is awkward.
Dudu erases Luke, so he should be back in the mix as soon as possible. With both tanks out, Shinoda, it's time to get out. Do not put yourself in position to die in this situation. You gotta get out. You don't want to give up any more lives if you don't have to. They're able to stagger the Baby Diva. Not punish for staying in perhaps a bit too long. Reset here from Switzerland's offense.
Yeah, gotta go for the reset at that point. They were definitely a bit deep there, those tanks, perhaps some miscommunication. Or, I mean, Liko just keeping them active, keeping them worried in the back line with that hack.
It's a good spy check in there by Kiba, though. Able to find Liko, but not able to really get the kill there. Luke's had gone to Widow for a second. I think that's a bad choice against a Sombra, because it's one of the only heroes that Sombra can 1v1 if you find him isolated in the backline. Scorpion's in trouble, but they have to bail out. Kiba's the first to die. And
yes, Brazil right now just dominating this defense. Shinoda, sure, hitting rocket after rocket on the high ground. Great work from him. But the rest of his team, they're all dead. It's too little, too late. Maybe, what? What?
He's got the ultimate used out, and he was able to get the...
All right, go back, run from spawn.
All right, last push here. You saw under a minute left, and I think maybe that warning actually went through his headphones. He's like, oh yeah, I should probably reset, so we have another push. Not sure about the barrage there, but maybe he gets the barrage and then his team can reinforce. So there's a possibility of some upside there, high risk, high reward. We're about 30 seconds left. Switzerland's last push on A, 0 progress thus far.
It's just awkward when you're a baby diva like this. Yes, I like the barrage use because you don't have to worry about the big diva. You got a baby diva. Now, well, 2 kills coming in here for Brazil. Remix and Shinoda dead. The pharmacy closed for business. And the rest of Switzerland just throwing themselves off the side. But they've only got 20 seconds left to get onto this point. This really will be the Hail Mary dash.
Well, they have Luke, so Luke should be able to at least touch. Even if you have to triple blink in, you should be able to get there. At 10 seconds, they should be fine. There's a Sombra in the back line messing around. But yeah, they are going to touch. It's actually the Winston in first, and they're not able to punish it right away. Some nice peel from the secondary tank.
Yeah, so Trans getting thrown in. Now we've got the Primal as well. Neil looking to get the ejection going. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do against a Winston, though, so fair enough. We even get the Doom Fist thrown into the mix. Shinoda really trying to find the goods, but it's not happening. Brazil are controlling the situation, sticking together, working well together as a unit right now. Dudu does get caught, but there really isn't much of a chance here for Switzerland unless they can come up with some big plays. Shinoda.
He's got a couple right there. They're now going to get the advantage. They will have respawn advantage as well. They've got themselves a tick, which is better than they started with. Starting to get some progress now, and only Shinoda has fallen. Looks like they might get 2 ticks. It's on the board.
That's all the Doom Fist. It's all the fist. Just blowing people up. This is such a good clutch hero to bring into those situations at the end when you need instant kills to turn the tide. You punch somebody in the face, and that might be the whole thing that changes the fight.
It's such a big swing hero, too, because when you punch someone in the face, you get armor from it. Or you get shields, rather, from it. So you're taking HP off their board, putting it on your board. It's a giant momentum swing, because then you're going to disrupt. You're going to be hard to kill. You take a lot of resources out. Brazil, though, he races, too, immediately.
Oh, there we go. We just don't have any time here for Switzerland. We're into overtime now. Kiba still hanging around, but the focus fire is going to be too good, and that should be it for Switzerland. Nobody close enough. Yeah, even if Honorata just chucking the Diva Bomb out in the open. Brazil will hold, but that is still a single point picked up for Switzerland. So 3-2.
They're pretty lucky to get that single point. It looked all over. A nice Doom Fist play towards the end brought them to that first point. It looked like they were going to get completely shut out in the second half of Hanamura. But win condition, rather simple for Brazil. Get any sort of progress, 33% to be exact, on the second point of Hanamura, and they'll take a lead in the series.
They will be able to squeak it. That was a big stick as well. Doesn't matter if you've got the trance going. That burst going to cut right through all that healing.
Yeah, burst damage is where it's at in the meta right now. We'll see what both these teams want to run. I wouldn't be surprised if Brazil just goes full dive here. Liko's been good on the Genji today. They, of course, have Dudu, who can play nearly everything. The defense is what I want to look at here, and I think if Luke stays on this defense, it's the correct choice, because not only does this defend against dive with the McCree, but it also is a Sombra stopper as well. When Sombra is annoying your team, you need something that just halts her. You need crowd control. You need a stun. So a flashbang is a really good answer. A Roadhog hook, as long as you communicate it and you can actually finish her after the hook, is a big deal as well. So anything to really make a Sombra think twice about hacking you or getting near you or the rest of your team is really good. McCree's always a solid answer as far as defensive.
The other thing that you got to keep in mind is that, hey, oh, you hacked me. Shucks, I can still shoot you in the face for a lot of damage.
Yes.
So, McCree, I like it. Looks, we'll see if it pans out for him. Brazil, it seems like they're trying to make up their mind. What is going to be the play? Looked like it was just a fire strike out, and we will be going back to dive. But this was so successful for them the first time around. So this should be a solid push onto that A side as far as the setup for Switzerland is concerned. Pretty far back right, just holding that open ground, waiting for Brazil to commit.
Trying to find the volley, a nice little piece of tech there for you Zen players at home. When you charge up the volley, you got it all loaded up, you don't want to fire it off, just hit the melee, cancels it.
Yep, there you go. No need to reload if you're not lobbing balls at them. So, as far as...
That's what I always say.
Neil finds the one. Shinoda looking, hanging on, not quite, doesn't work. Kiva will find Neil, and we will get that presence on the first point here for Brazil. Get 3 on there, get that capped real quick.
This is interesting, though. They went really deep. Liko and Honorado were chasing down the rest, thinking that this was a foregone conclusion, but now the numbers advantage in Switzerland as they try to come back in. They had some tanks. Kiva does go down. That's a beautiful volley to prevent Scorpion from being able to heal anybody up or stall at the point. This one will eventually go to Brazil in rather short order. So now we're looking at 33% away needed to take Hanamura.
Doesn't even look stressed, Ole. I'm glad that we had the player cam going when we had that 3 kills. It's like, oh, it's a done deal. It's like, no, hold on. There's still Zenyatta.
Yeah.
Zenyatta can still do a lot of hurt, a lot of damage. So Brazil got the job done. You're right, they pointed it out. Only need the 1 tick on this B point, and they've got plenty of time to make it happen as well. And the blade coming online here for Liko.
They should wait for Transcendence. It's so close. There's Transcendence, and if you can blade in Transcendence, if you just get everyone on the point and fight within that, they're going to back out and just make Coalescence be an absolute waste here. I think they should go up top right and just fight on the point, but here comes the blade anyway.
Oh, there's the first reset dash. Sound barrier went down though. And he is not only going to be, he's only going to be able to get the 1, but the sound barrier has been used as well. So Switzerland a little limited on their support. Old Scorpion overwhelmed. So that's one of the main healing sources gone. Dudu just running amok in the back line right now. Luck dies as well.
They're committing to this absolutely. As soon as you see Neo pop the Primal, it means that they are all in on this. They're going to use ultimates across the board. Dudu did contribute to that. Now the rally off on the point, but it doesn't keep them alive. They're coming back. Liko is on Soldier 76, and with the brawl on the point, Liko can do whatever he wants.
Exactly, gets that high ground advantage. He's already got the DMEC on Kiva, which is solid.
He's not even taking the high ground,
Not even on the high ground, which, well, I mean, he is going to be, it means that he's vulnerable to looks. Or you just go ahead and Helix looks and not worry about him anymore, it's fine.
Well, coming in the low ground makes your damage output a lot bigger because there's no fall off and you're going to hit more shots with a bigger target on the low ground than the high ground. However, like you said, they are vulnerable. Has to back out, and this second Coalescence to happen during the brawl for Switzerland will eventually make them stabilize, at least momentarily. Dudu looking for an air bomb.
Whoa. Okay, well, Dudu, you gotta throw him out there. Sometimes it'll work. Self-destruct goes off, but Lux kills Alamao before the blast does. And right now, Brazil, I mean, they're so close, but they have to go for the reset.
Yeah, after full reset right now, little over a minute. They were so close. Switzerland guts it out at the last second and prevents that 33%. Switzerland looking for a draw here. Best they can really do right now. 1 minute left. Brazil has 1 good push left, and they've got everything that they could possibly want. Dudu is on the Brigitte, just switches over. Doesn't charge super fast, so I'd be surprised to see a rally during this fight, but these have been long, long fights.
They have been drawn out. We need to find the difference. That nade perfectly placed, and then the counter engaged, but they are able to back off just in the nick of time. Brazil, avoid dying, so important. 40 seconds left, Tac Visor up. If Liko can find an angle to really get value here, this would be big. It could make all the difference in the world. And he will find Remix out in the open. DMEC on Kiva would be big as well. Gets the follow-up on Kiva. And now Brazil, with these kills, this could be at their moment.
His Helix has been so good. Scorpion is going to die momentarily. Mimi does get 1. That 1 is what you need to start bringing it back. Got to get kills on defense, defender's advantage. A nice pulse bomb strategically placed in the middle to at least make Soldier out of his healing station, but unable to capitalize on that kill. And Brazil so close to locking this one out.
Yeah, now with the sound barrier down as well, that's going to make it. Oh, there's the fist! Getting rid of that Liko guy. Alamao, however, has found Lux. And they are continuing to hold. We're into overtime now. It's all or nothing for Brazil. Self-destruct on the point. Could be enough to buy the time, but now you've got a Hammond in play. Goes for the barrier. Going to be tough to kill. He's got an Ana pocketing him as well, and he just rolls right over Alamao, but cuts off his heels.
Oh, it's going to be so hard with the Brigitte on the point, keeping everyone alive. You're going to have to play at her, which is not what you want to do. Dudu punishes the last 2. Another Visor should be the lockout ultimate Brazil's looking for.
Exactly. This is where you just melt them. Follow-up as well, and they just need a nick, just a tick. Maybe though won't be able to delay just a little further, but this should definitely be it. Brazil will succeed in the end and take the lead in this series 2-1.
Some nice play there. Really great to see the Soldier 76 come to life, and at the end, especially in those small number situations that aren't 6v6, you can't afford to send someone up to deal with him.
Yeah.
You saw even the doofus went up, knocked him up, and then he's like, I got stuff I got to do. I got to get back to the point. I can't be chasing this old man who somehow can sprint away all the time, and then he just walks right back in, gets a second visor, and you're not running away from that one.
Prosthetics of the future, man. Got like knee braces on. You know, it's just, who knows? 76.
Yeah.
Can still fight.
No, I mean, as we reach our twilight years, especially for esports, I'm looking forward to the future.
Better hope. Better hope. But, I mean, you're right. Dudu, we even saw Dudu trying to challenge him. Nope, had to back off to the point, try to keep things going. So Brazil, this aggression, it's working out for him in the end.
Yeah.
It really seemed like Switzerland have an answer.
And as far as like the standings go and everything, you know, and the stakes of this, it doesn't matter all that much. But you want to end your trip on a win, you know? It always feels bad. These are competitors to their core, and it doesn't matter if it's the world on the line or if it's a scrim or if it's the talent versus the observers. You want to win. You hate losing. You hate losing. I hate losing, and I know that Switzerland's going to do their darndest to send us to map 5. Yeah, you just don't want to deal with me if I lost. You're like, guys, we have to hang out with Hex afterwards. Please win. He's insufferable.
Do you remember that time in matchmaking? Yeah, let's not have that ever again. So
I was right though.
You were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
Yeah.
I just liked when you started getting into the grammar discussion with the guy. That was hilarious.
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right, fine, fair enough.
I did earn a couple English degrees, so you come at me with some. If you want to argue with me, at least come at me with proper grammar. You know, that's the least I ask.
So, changing the subject, Rialto, the final map, escort all the way, and we have had great fights on this map in particular. I'm kind of glad that we're going to get this one as the last one, just because a whole host of different strategies are possible, and you can be super aggressive, which should favor Brazil.
And as I mentioned, it's become a favorite amongst the players, and I think it's becoming a favorite amongst the observing and the casting and the audience as well. It's a super fun map to watch. It just leads to all sorts of different styles. You can play the same comp from first to last, or you can switch it up anywhere along the way. It's a good Widow map. It's a good Pharah map. You can play Tracer. There's flanks. It's just a beautifully designed map that allows you to play nearly everything, and Hammond has been really good on this map as well.
Yeah, you got a lot of angles to work with, and I mean, just flanks possible. So very curious to see what Switzerland are going to have in store for us here to open things up. If they were to run the fist combo with the Sombra, it would be fun. Also, a lot of Pharah play possible, a lot of Ana play possible on this map. Pharah's got a lot of places to hide, though.
You can play whatever. You can play Symmetra on this map. Torb is decent on this map at some places. So it is a map that allows everyone to play. And throw down the London sprays, the championship sprays.
Got the time, but now it's time to get in there. 10 seconds, and we've already counted down, and we're going for a bit of a flank hold here from Brazil. Off on the side, crouching Reinhardt, hidden hog.
I'd watch that sequel. Sounds really good.
Hey, that hog's greased up too. Have fun catching that guy. So, now they're waiting, just trying to get some information here. Switzerland didn't want to walk into a trap. It looks like that will be fine. They have made the change over. Shinoda's now going to have that Pharah, and he's wrapping right behind him. He's going to be able to do so much damage.
Hammer and Anvil, except the Anvil happens to just be rockets raining in. Owlman not punished because of unfortunate reload timing. There probably should have been able to get that Lucio had the clip not been run out. Now he's trying to find their way through. That is not excellent Hammond play, but the shield will get you back to spawn alive.
Oof, boost comes right back online there. Still getting damage boosted, and we now have the barrage to go for it point blank. That is scary.
It's going to go around the back with this one because that's where you want the barrage. They're not necessarily expecting it, even though they've seen him a ton of times. All right. Looks like that's some Hex play right there. So what's what I meant to do with my blast?
It's all over the place right now. It's all over the place. But Brazil actually succeed with the aggro hold right at spawn gates. We have seen this before. It's tough to execute because you're so extended. If they can wrap around you as a unit, Brazil can easily get cut off and caught in a sandwich. So
yeah, this is always great because you're forcing them to use ults just to come out of spawn. Feels bad. There's the back cap. Sneaky hamster on the cart. Of course, Neil doesn't go anywhere unless he gets charged there, I think.
Oh, there we go. Nano boost into Barrage, trying to do the damage. Not going to quite manage it, though. Shinoda will survive, but no kills. Still, they succeed, Switzerland, in forcing Brazil back.
That's a nice concussion there to knock them forward. You're trying to connect on the rockets afterwards. After the volley, Nico's able to take down Shinoda.
Yeah, instant res there, remix Johnny on the spot. And we able to bring him back into the fight immediately. And now we've got Lux with the tire as well. Looking for that angle. We've lost Scorpion. Oh, we got instant picked. No, he used it to just blow up Honorado.
Yeah, an interesting little aspect right there. Still, though, these tanks with so much stain on the ground, and even though you're peppering away at the ditch, there's not really anyone there to clean it up on the ground. So you've got all these projectiles. It's something that some teams call a spam comp, where you just throw in as many rockets and as many nades as possible, and you hope for the best. But without the precision there, it's a little rough, and Liko is going to have the charge all the time, and thus grab. There's a grab that came down from Liko there. It cleans up both tanks.
It's unfortunate for Switzerland as well, considering they used the wings in this fight. Remix having to back off on that one, Shinoda as well. So they'll succeed, but no Valk now for the next fight here for Switzerland, who are still shamelessly using Mercy.
Barrage is up for Switzerland as well, and you just have to imagine that Liko's going to have whatever amount of charge he wants. He's going to get it to 100 because they can't control where the damage is really going with this kind of composition. Nothing to follow it up. I want to see where the Hammond ult goes, though. Hammond ult can be very, very good. Do you put it in front of the cart or you put it on top of the carts?
Ooh, we're going for the deep one here. Self-destruct, 2 kills! Remix and Shinoda looked like they dropped behind the roof, but I guess it just snuck up on them.
The anti-air flat cannon goes up in the sky. It's one of the better ways to deal with the Far Mercy when you're running a tank-heavy composition. Your Diva not only is there to distract them, shut it down, and eat some rockets, but also when you get ultimate up, and you see this a lot on Oasis as well, you just fire that self-destruct into the air, and if that concussion's on cooldown, you're dead.
Yeah, you're gone. So maybe still holding on to those mines, as you pointed out. Let's see where the enemy decides to go for it. Hey, there we go, the Slam Fest. Mines everywhere. Good Zarya bubbles, though. Pretty sure that they're going to be happy about that. Liko's going to be bringing some serious pain here. Sound barrier used by Brazil. Just keep him alive a little while longer. Maybe just trying to find those targets for the crush, but it's not happening.
Some nice coalescence that comes out in the back to try to zone them out. They lost one, but it's a 5v6 on the point. They're going to back up a little bit. They're going to give some ground. This Tyre could find something huge going on the flank. They know where it is, though, I think. I think they spotted it.
Oh, yeah, the fire, exactly. Well done there, Murado. But they're getting close. This is overtime, but they are getting close to picking up that first point. Now Brazil on them to win this fight. They've done so well throughout the first half, and there's the hammer, the shatter.
He tried to solo shatter Scorpion, but Scorpion's able to dodge it behind the cart. Meanwhile, Shinoda, Remix, and Mimi7 all fall because Liko yet again with another grab. And that is the defense for Brazil coming up big. Really like that they gave a ton of ground there. Like, it was very calm, very coordinated, a lot of order and progress, or ordem and progresso, which is the national motto of Brazil, of course.
Stop there, stop. There we go, there we go. I knew you could get another one in there somewhere. All right, so Brazil, you see it, backing off, resetting. This was the Diva bomb, and it looks like it landed right on them. Yeah, I thought they were able to drop behind the roof. Remix was trying, just not able to get there fast enough. Oh, not even able to get over. Yeah. That was perfectly placed. Well done on Murado.
It's a really nice bomb right there. And when you're running those tank heavy comps, like, and there's a Fur Mercy, you either have to be like, okay, do we switch off our comp, or do you trust your Diva enough to deal with it? Not like just mitigate, be patient, go pressure, then come out, because it's very rare that you're just going to get a Pharah 1v1 on a Diva, especially with a Mercy in the pocket. Maybe if you see a mistake, you can get back to the Mercy, but you're probably giving up your life for that one, because Pharah is just going to pepper you with rockets. But then you just wait, and you just make them do nothing, and then self-destruct them.
Yeah.
It's easy. Air burst, flak cannon.
It's a big flak cannon.
It is.
It's like an air nuke. It's a flak nuke.
That kind of self-destruct would even take down the Memphis Belle.
We're getting into it now. 35 seconds left. Brazil now going to be the ones on offense. They've done a fantastic job to kick things off here in the first half. And it's on Switzerland now to hold. Looks going for the Widow. Nothing too crazy actually coming in here from the Swiss. Whereas Brazil, I mean, it would be fun to have a pirate ship.
Yeah, why not?
When you hold aggro like that, you put that Bastion in front of the spawn. It's just like, okay, you want to hold aggro on us?
Yeah.
I'm going to melt your shields.
I like the Bastion here too, because if they're going to hold up front, then you have to get up top, and if the Bastion from spawn helps break that. And if they're not holding up front, you get to set up on the cart. I think it's a really good strategy to at least come out with. But, you know, all that said and done, thanks, Brazil. Let's switch off last second. Appreciate it, guys.
It seems like perhaps they realized what was going on. They got that info early as far as the setup is concerned for Switzerland. So the payload will be making some progress. Brigitte on to-do. He's going to be hanging on to that.
Honorado in the back, just kind of harassing the tanks, trying to build up the EMP ultimate. It's odd that they're not taking any push. There it is. The free push finally comes in as they take a 4v6 with their Ford not on the cart up front, trying to make some space, but they're making corpses instead.
Yes, this is looking good here for Swiss. Serlin, Dudu getting overwhelmed as well, because we didn't have that support coming in from the rest of the roster. Brazil perhaps overextending here. We will get a nice delay. The air dash is not gonna work.
Yeah, nice volley there by Scorpion, reminiscent of Switzerland's own Roger Federer, tennis star.
Well, tennis god. Get
Tennis
it
guy,
right.
yeah.
Tennis
He's probably
god.
probably the best tennis player.
Yes, yes. There's very little discussion now on that point. He's unbelievable. He's 37 and he's still playing X.
I relate to McEnroe a lot. A nice knock off the edge
Yes,
due
you
to
do.
an Alamo go.
You are the spiritual successor from.
You gotta be kidding me! It was out!
That is exactly what they're saying right now on the server. Brazil, though. Now that means Brazil who are finding it difficult to make any kind of progress here. They're going to get that
gotta be
point.
careful though.
I mean, but look at this. Death from above. Yep. 2 kills, nearly 3. That was big from Shinoda.
And you do that knowing that your team should be able to cover for you. Maybe Rez comes off. Either that or you're going to get back in this fight anyway. This defense has been great. Switzerland doing their best to send us to a map 5. Luke's! This is why I talked about Luke's. I'm like, someone should give him a call as far as contenders, because sometimes Widows can look good when they're not good. But we've had his first-person perspective, and you know, sometimes Widows are cleaning up the kill feed, low health targets with body shots from a distance. This guy has been hitting headshots consecutively. To me, that's a mark of a good Widow. Headshot, flick, headshot, flick, headshot, flick. You need that kind of burst. Like, single-handedly can win you fights or bring them back from lost fights.
He's looking forward. He knows that somebody's flanking around here. Hanging on that back line, and it is going to be Lico looking for some progress here on this payload. We're up to a minute 45 for Brazil. So there's the hack. Looks now. Not going to worry too much with the trance going off. So well played there from Switzerland.
Scorpion Zen has been real good. He got pressured in the back line there by a Tracer and was able to hold his own with a headshot. You have to be able to do that at the highest levels if you want to play Zen. Your tanks aren't always going to be there to peel for you. Sometimes they are, but you got to protect yourself in fights 1v1, and he did just that. His Ana has been very good, but I've been impressed with Scorpion's flex DPS overall. We haven't seen a ton of him on Zen, but so far it's looked good.
This is going to be perfect. Yep, translocate, EMP, everybody drops out of the sky. No fun allowed. This is it. The moment that they were waiting for. Shinoda and Remix dead, but Switzerland just bouncing right back.
Not over just yet. Almo's going to try to have a hero play. He's going to try to do it by himself. I think had he gotten the sound barrier, I was expecting a solo barrier there. Under a minute, not too much further to go for Brazil. Switzerland looking to send us to map 5.
That was a brilliant recovery from Switzerland. Despite the hacks coming through, they kept their cool, got the focus in, and Brazil maybe getting a little ahead of themselves there. So now with 40 seconds left, no EMP to play for, despite, well, and we are going to keep on Sombra, it looks like.
Both support ultimates should get up here, though, and on the other side, there will be also a Valkyrie, but Dudu has been pressuring Scorpion, and Scorpion has answered that bell every time. 5v5 on the point.
So close to the victory box. Brazil, they just need to keep a presence on that point. Every meter matters, and Switzerland could very well just let it sneak in. So Mimi trying to keep it on, trying to challenge a little while longer. 3 players here for Switzerland. Never mind! Huge self-destruct for Honorado. Lux and Remix dead, and Mimi gone as well. Brazil, they're gonna do it! 3-1 victory for Brazil. Despite it all for Switzerland.
Mauricio Honorato with the victory at the end. Brazil will take it 3-1. And I was talking to these guys yesterday. I was like, you just want to prove that you belong, right? I don't think there's any doubt in the world that Brazil has players who belong in Overwatch.
They have the talent. They're showing it time and again. Switzerland, a fight well fought on their part. I cannot be ashamed of their performance here this week.
The entire weekend, I've been flabbergasted by Switzerland. I think they surprised themselves at how well they played. Because as I said, these guys are part-time players. They go to university. They have jobs. These are not 16 hours a day at the Blizzard Arena grinding it out. And they have played remarkably against some of the best teams on the planet from all over the world. Switzerland has nothing to be for themselves except proud.
Yeah, absolutely. Head back and keep on the grind.
Yeah.
It's going to be something to look forward to if anybody does get picked up. But we are going to go ahead and hand it over to Malik. I believe he's with Honorado right now on the floor.
Thank you very much, Sim. Everybody give it up for Honorado and Team Brazil. Definitely came here and made a statement here at our Los Angeles qualifier. Now, Honorado, at the end of that game, you had a clutch Diva Bomb. When you threw that Diva Bomb into that room, did you know it was money? Did you know it was good as soon as you released it?
First of all, I'm just gonna apologize for my English, because
No, don't worry.
But like, I was expecting just Mercy. I didn't know Widow was there, so yeah, I got kind of lucky.
You got a money, man. That was money. That was clutch. That was huge for your team. All right, so you know, with that match, unfortunately, your World Cup journey comes to an end here. But what was one of the most memorable moments of this experience for you?
Probably taking a map of USA. That felt great.
It's a tall order, and you guys pulled it off. So, you know, what I like to do is, as usual, is give everybody a chance to say something to their crowd and their audience back at home. So you have anything you want to say to the Brazilian audience and supporters that are watching you?
I just want to thank everyone, the Brazilians and non-Brazilians alike, for all the support. And can I say something else?
For sure. Yeah. Here, take the mic.
So, eu só queria mandar parabéns aí pro Feco, que deve estar assistindo a partida, então, feliz aniversário.
Right now.
Oh, that's so good. Thank you so much, Honorado. It's been a pleasure. Everybody give it up for Team Brazil one more time. And we're going to go ahead and break down that match and send things back over to the casters.
Indeed we are. Yeah, Honorado, class act, and you're a perfect human being, so I've heard, Hex.
Yeah.
So,
I like when people deserve their copy pasta. I like when a copy pasta is wholesome, you know? Let's get more to a wholesome meme kind of world.
yeah, feels good, man.
I prefer it. Yeah.
So, I mean, as far as this is concerned, though, this is going to be the last match for Switzerland, the last match for Brazil. They've run their course here at the Overwatch World Cup stop here in the U.S. And, well, the reason why you're hearing that chant is I'm pretty sure USA is walking out onto the stage to get set up, because that is going to be the next match. It's going to be USA versus Canada, pros versus pros, Overwatch League players against each other. So we are going to expect a real barn burner there.
As fun as this weekend has been, and it has been a blast getting to know all these teams from all over the world, this next match is what everything has been building up towards. We all look to the group and we're like, well, it's USA or Canada. But now it's like pride. You want to come out one, too, because your seeding is going to matter eventually. And you kind of just want as best opportunity to not have to play the Koreans right away because USA has been thwarted by them a couple times. But a couple of these guys in the USA, like, yeah, bring them on. Bring them on. They've always been like that. You know,
I like it. The confidence. Give me that attitude.
You're going to have to beat them eventually. Might as well take them on in the quarters.
So, guys, before we get to that match, we are going to go ahead and take a quick look at the T-Mobile Fan Pulse, fastest network in America. So the amount of times I'm hearing the kill gong, yeah, that is a thing actually we had a lot of fun with, because, I mean, you in particular, it does tickle your fancy.
I just like the noise. I just like that. I'm a simple man. I hear the noise, and it reminds me a little bit of an air horn, and it makes me happy. I think we need more air horns in esports. I think we should just give them to the audience, give them to the crowd for the day one. There was no vuvuzelas today, unfortunately. We should have brought the vuvuzelas.
That would be amazing. The first person to do that in that studio is going to get tackled. It's going to be awesome.
So,
all right, we got another one coming up.
Solo cast for a second. I got business.
So this is the copy pasta.
Yeah, this is the Mauricio Honorato copy pasta, but they've replaced it with my boy Jay Sinatra. I hope that this lives on. There's a couple of the copy and paste that have been around in esports for the longest time, and they still make me laugh. I kind of like those OG ones there. So nice for Sinatra. Sinatra, again, I think he's looking for a little redemption tour. A little bit older, a little bit wiser. He had some nerves last year in the World Cup. I think he would tell you that himself, and say BLB was able to abuse it, but he looks like on a different level right now. His Zarya is just bonkers. And then you've got like the calming force of like your Malts and your Raucuses, while the rest of the guys are just doing their squats over the enemy. Those guys are just taking care of business.
Yeah, no, it's great to see the evolution of these players. We've had a whole season now. Definitely looking to see more of them in Season 2. So, guys, if you want to get involved with the Fan Pulse, get your tweets featured on the stream, be sure to use that hashtag OWWC and the hashtag OWWC 2018. We're going to be looking through all of those, and, I mean, there is still a match coming up. So, be sure to get involved, guys. We're going to take a look at some highlights now, Heck.
Yeah, why not?
This match, I mean, we only went 4 maps this time, Hex, which is a bit odd for me.
Yeah, a little strange.
You know,
I must have
quite a
jinxed
few
it.
plays.
Must have jinxed it. And we talked not maybe enough about Kiba. And the flex tank role is one where it's like, if you've done your job, it's almost as though you did nothing at all. You very rarely are going to get the high praise. Yes, people love the self-destructs, but no one really notices the peel that D.Va gives, or the allied bubble that saved someone's life that kept the fight going on. And Kiba's been crushing it. His D.Va was great yesterday. I thought his Zarya was good today. The silent storm of your off-tank is so important. Stayed alive so often. Very nice plays from him. And on the other side of things, well, Brazil, aggro, name a more iconic duo.
So yeah, sorry, I had my picture on my ear the whole time.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, no, just, that guy's so annoying. That's why my mix I've turned all the way off. you can talk to Sembler if you want, he can deal with it.
That's just where, it's just like, oh, okay, well, hold on. I could have saved that in a really good way, but
Yeah,
instead,
well, you didn't.
There you go.
Moments
Just
passed.
didn't, you know, through that, he was a beached fish. That's how well that was handled. So, Brazil, I mean, we're just seeing some more of these clips, highlight moments, hexes.
76 checkmate right there. It's just, what are you gonna do about that? One of the best ways I actually think you deal with the 76 to the high ground is you switch to Widow and Spawn, hope to get that shot off, and then switch to something else, just to try to deal with them. Because also the Mercy's not going to go back up there to res him generally, because then she's off the point. It puts you in a really rough spot. There we go. We talk so much about this self-destruct and Honorato on the D.Va. I think this was actually a game where both of the flex supports had giant impacts.
That was the final one. That was so sick. We didn't get to see it from his perspective, but I'm loving that.
Yeah.
Right through, nowhere to go. And that was the game-winning play, essentially. So, you know, congratulations to Honorato.
Yeah,
he did it with
locked
the
him
D.Va
up.
bomb.
Locked him on Rialto. The flex tank support will never get the glory, but you guys win games. So go queue up some D.Va, go queue up some Zarya.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're fun to play, too, guys. D.Va, you might as well be the mech assassin.
Yeah, you can do whatever.
Like, oh, it's tank. No, it's not fun. It's like, no, you can kill everything, too.
In my defense and my offense, I'm everything.
Yeah, exactly.
It's great, yeah. There's nothing like launching a self-destruct and then waiting that second, just kind of like looking up to the top corner of your screen, it's like, bum, 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 bum. Yes, 5K self-destruct.
Tell me about it, Hex. Tell me about it.
I've heard tell you've had a few of those moments. Who's this Sembler guy anyway?
You know, Poco, we go way back. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these shots from around the studio, because I do believe we do have Team USA and Canada that are going to be coming up next. That is the big match. You can see the setup here, obviously, on stage.
There's the coach Arrow, of course. Scott bare hands in the background helped put together this team as well. Next up, don't go anywhere. Get your popcorn ready. Let's go. Canada versus USA coming up next.